Hi everyone, welcome to the Knitting Den. This is episode number 171 and today is September 23rd. My name is Denise and I'm also known as Knitting Den on Ravelry and Instagram. I want to welcome everyone that perhaps is watching for the first time. Thanks for joining us. It's good to have you here. And I want to welcome back everyone else. I still feel like I'm trying to get back into the habit of this, so I'm starting off the way I used to, keeping track of and what order I tend to chat about things. So we'll see how it goes. I don't have a ton of notes. I've just got, as I said, I've got prompts to show me what comes next. So how is everyone? It is a gorgeous day again here. I'm going to turn this around and I generally like to show you the sky, which always looks a bit whiter than it is. It's quite blue today. But see that tree? I posted that on Facebook this week, or might have been last week. I think it was this week. And I was mentioning that it was a gorgeous day. It just feels so much like fall in the mornings. It's beautiful. And within a week or two, well, that will start changing. I can actually see some red leaves on there, and within a couple of weeks that's probably going to be bright red. So I thought if I show you today and we remember, or I remember, I'll try to show you that each week, and you'll probably, if you are on Facebook, see a few more pictures of it as well. I love to watch it change colour. It goes totally red before the leaves start coming off, and it's beautiful, and it has grown a lot in the 3 years we've been here, so it's looking quite huge, I think. A beautiful tree. Today is, well, you probably can guess what's in my cup, and if you're on not Instagram, if you're on Facebook, you will have seen that this morning as well. It's the first official day of autumn. So I am drinking a very special cup, because it's probably going to be the only one I have this year, pumpkin spice latte. Huge treat. I'm not one to get Starbucks very often at all, seriously once or twice a year, and that would be about it. Today is one of those days where it's a big treat, and I did actually have a slice of banana nut bread, and I kind of nibbled half of it in the car, had a few sips of this, and then nibbled the rest as I was driving home this morning after dropping Kristen off at school. So, yeah, not 21 day fix approved, and if you're new to the podcast, that is an eating plan I've been following for the past few weeks. But considering I've been doing so well on my eating plan and working out and losing a bit of weight, I think it's okay to have this once in a while. So before we move on, oh, I'm so excited, I have a finished object to show you. But before we do that, I want to just say hi to Rhonda. Hello, Rhonda. And she is MS Pinky on Ravelry. Thanks for joining the group and saying hello. Really appreciate you doing that. If you haven't joined the group, we have a Ravelry group, and there is over 1,000 members in there. So thank you to everyone that joins. I know some of you are not as active as others, but that's great. Well, that's fine, I should say. I just appreciate you joining, and I love that you tune in every week, or hopefully it will be every week now that I'm trying to get back into a routine. I feel like I sound a little bit horsey, and I'm very nasally because the allergies, I don't know what they are, but since I came back from the retreat, I'm still kind of dealing with a lot of congestion. But anyway, I also have here, because this is nearly finished and I'm getting a bit dry, I'm drinking a grapefruit water. So I thought I'd put that there with me. The latte is just about gone, and I'm going to take this off now because I'm getting rather hot. Ooh. Alright, before we move on to the finished object, one more thing to talk about. And I've forgotten to mention this in the past few episodes, so I really apologise. to Lisa especially. She sent a message to me quite a few weeks ago saying that she has a group on Ravelry for the mini sock yarn swap kind of thing. It's called sock-yarn-minis-scraps-swap. That, I think, is the name of the group if you were to go searching for it. I'm going to put the link in today's thread so you can see it. And my nose is already getting itchy. So it's a mini swap group, and it's all about the tiny little skeins for your sock yarn, for anyone that's doing those kind of projects. And I looked at that again this morning, and there's a thread in there that shows projects that everyone's working on, and there is some really, it's not just the little sock yarn blankets, there's lots of other projects in there which I thought, well, I found quite inspirational. There's things that I've not even thought about knitting. For instance, there is a lefty shawl in there, and that's L-E-F-T-I-E. It's a shawl pattern on Ravelry. I have that pattern, and I've just not got around to starting it, but I just saw a picture of somebody's in there, and obviously all the little leaf, because I think they look like leaves at the end. They're all in different colours, so she's using those sock yarn scraps, or little mini skeins from swaps perhaps, to do that. It made me want to cast on like yesterday. I'm like, oh, I want to do this now, but I don't know if I will, but I just thought it was great for ideas. So have a look in the thread for the projects, and then have a look, because I think Lisa's organising swaps all the time. I haven't looked into how she's doing that and read all about it. I'm not really doing anything with scraps of sock yarn right now, so I haven't gone in there and read any more than that. But I do like looking at the project. So that's Lisa. She is Life Full of Laughter on Ravelry if you want to check her out, or ask her more questions. And again, I'll have the link up in the thread so you can go directly to the group and see if you want to join. I think there's over 300 and something members there now. Alright, so again, sorry Lisa that it's taken me so long to mention that. Let's move on, and I'll show you my finished object. And it's objects. So yes, I have a pair of socks off the needles, ta-da! And in my little Winnie the Pooh bag. I'll try to remember to show some bags. This is one of my little favourites. It's one of my earlier ones I did, and I used the ribbon instead of the cording and instead of fabric, and I still like it. The ribbon, it doesn't fray. I mean, it's got a little fray on there, but it's not come away at all, and it just opens and closes so easy with that being silky. So one of my favourites. Let me move my cardigan away because I don't know if I'll need it. And I did not bring my sock blockers up, so I thought I'm going to try to put them on and show you. But before I do, I'll show you them here. What? Oh my gosh, is this not perfect timing for fall? First day of fall, and I have a pair of socks. So first of all, let me put them on. Oh, my nose. Hope it's not going to. And I'll talk about them while I'm putting them on, and then I'll try and get the camera down there and show you. And before I do show you, because I'm supposed to be talking about it, here's what I have left. And as you can tell, it's a stripy yarn. It's a 2-stripe, and it's from the fabulous Dancing Dog Dye Works, Michelle. This is her twist sock, 100% superwash merino, and it's in the pumpkin patch 2-stripe colourway. So I did get this last year. I think I cast these on last year, but they were car knitting, so I never worked on them, you know, as often as I would. Now I'm going to go down here and see. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Hold on, I'll just kind of. There we go. There's one. I don't think I can get both feet up at the same time. There you go. Okay, that's all. I can't hold my feet up any more than that. There we go. I'll not, look at that, I'll hide my lily white legs. I don't tan very much on my legs, but I don't normally try to. So, there's the colour. It alternates between a solid brown and then a mixy orange and green, yellow, brown stripe. And I just love them. I don't know if you can see, I'm going to lie down here, guys. The heel, let's see if I can see that one. What is that? What do I look like trying to do this? Seriously, I can't even. Anyway, forget that. I'll leave them on for a second because they are rather cosy. And I hear a little miss thing coming around. So, I knit these on size 1 and, I want to say 1, but I think these are my Addy Rocket. And I think they're more like a 1.5 because they're a 1.25. I don't have the packet for them, but they still kind of came out okay, but I did 60 stitches instead of 64, just because I know that socks turn out a little bit bigger when I use these, so I might not use them as often. And what I was going to say was, I will take this off to show you the heel. It's kind of hard to show these, and I have to say it, and you know, we all have our own opinion. It's the first time I've done this heel, and I didn't really like it. And I don't like saying I don't like it, because I love the designer, and she is Megan from Stockinette Zombies. And it's the OMG heel, OMG heel socks by Megan Williams. It's just, I think I'm starting to realise, I think I knew this all the time, I do like a gusset heel, but I got into the habit of trying to do my socks toe up, and I've not tried a gusset heel, and I don't know if you can even do a gusset heel from the toe up. Oops, sorry. So, I don't know, I think I just don't like, to be honest, it fits well, I just don't like the way it sits when it's not on my foot, which shouldn't make a difference really, should it? You know, like how when you do the short row heel and then you fold your sock in half. I mentioned that it just kind of looked strange, the way it sits. I know that, as I said, it doesn't affect it on my foot, but you see there? I don't know, it's just a strange heel to follow. But anyway, that is the finished object. I wanted to like linger on that because goodness knows when I'll get another one to show you. And I'll tip that up again so I'm not chopping my head off, or I'll sit back. I'm a little bit further away from the camera today, but hopefully you can hear me. Okay. Works in progress. And then I'm going to show you not what's on the needles after the whips. I've got a couple of other whips. I think I'm going to be showing you more of what's coming off the needles today. And when I say off the needles, I don't mean finished, I mean frog. So we'll get to that in a minute. But, and where's the picture of it? I didn't bring it. I thought I did. Here it is. Guys, the shrug. Oh, I was doing so well. So last week I told you that it didn't match and I was going to have to pull out, you know, the cuff. And I started doing that. So here it is, look. Okay, it's finished, right? But what happened was, and I don't know why, last week I was, which one was it? It wasn't that one, it was this one. I started unpicking the sleeve and, hold on a minute, let me think, no. Okay, this was it. I started unpicking the sleeve and I was going to take the whole seam out. I didn't unpick the sleeve yet. I was trying to take the whole sleeve, you know, take the stitching out. And I don't know which way to say it. I'll have to think about this. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. So I tried this on, and this is what I was trying to do. Couldn't get it mentally in my head. Tried this on. This was short. This I knew was going to be shorter than this. So what I thought, and this is the way it went, right? So this was what I showed you last week. And as you can tell, I've started unpicking this. Because what I thought I was going to do, I'll put it on in a minute, I thought I was going to unpick that and knit it a bit longer to match this. Because I thought this was going to end up like short. Then I realised I can't unpick this because this was where I cast on. So I have to unpick the long sleeve and make it the same length as the short sleeve. So it was just, I started doing that, and then I realised I didn't have to unpick all of this. I just need to unpick some, take it, you know, as you can see, put it back on the needles. And that's fine. It's just, I'm nervous now. I can't get the measurements right. I'll have to just lay it down and measure correctly, because I'm not sure where to start the cuff. Okay, so that's what was happening, and I was just getting a little bit frustrated. I thought I was just going to unpick this, pick it up again and knit a bit longer, you know, a couple of inches, and then do the cuff again. And it wasn't going, that's not the way it was happening. I've had to unpick this, and I'll try to pick it up again. But before I do, I'll make sure the measurements are right. And then, when I tried it on, I'm going to have to unpick here a little bit, because even though I've stitched it to where the back, you know, to where it's supposed to be, it's too tight under the arms. So let me see if I'll move that. And then I started like getting a bit fed up with this now, because I feel like it's going to be the wrong size. So it looks okay, and this is like, it is a long sleeve. So it was, now I can't show you properly because again, it's just curling up and I've got this, you know, stitched. So it's going to be like this, but that feels okay. But for it to fit here, look, that's where the opening is, and I'm going to have to undo. What I'm trying to say is, I can barely get it on across the back. Here we go. So it will fit. So I've got to knit some more of this. And chances are I will have not sleeves. I'll have a tank, or what we call a vest. It's just too tight here. And I don't want to I can't pull the whole thing out. So what I'm going to do is just unpick a little bit here. Because you're not going to see that, you see this tiny edge, like a garter stitch, 3 stitches. It doesn't matter if it's not under there. I think that will work, because the sleeve length is okay on here, okay? That's what I've got to work on, but it was turning into more work than I expected to do. So, perhaps next week it will be finished and I'll try it on again for you and hopefully fit. I mean, look, I can't get it off now. So I think it's just the way I've stitched it. I think it could be on a tad bit bigger, but I do want to make more, and so I'm either going to go up a needle size, or I don't think there's, I think it's only one size, so I would have to go up a needle size. Oh no, it isn't. There's bigger sizes. Gosh, I think I might have just done a 34. And of course I didn't make a note of what I did, so... Hello, Missy. I'll try to sort that out next week. But I went off it, I was getting frustrated, and there's just no fun when the knitting gets like that. Here she is. What do you want? What do you want? Yeah. She's been chewing a bone. She was quite happy for a little while. Then she realised Mama's talking to you guys and she likes to hang around with us. Oh, she was sitting up here earlier this week and she sits with Mr. Walkwith. You like Mr. Walkwith, don't you? Eh? Do you like your Mr. Walkwith? Is he a good friend? She says, no, pet me, not Mr. Walkwith. Okay, that's enough of that. So, and that's enough of that. I just was a little disappointed in, hang on Bindi, you're sitting on this. I was a bit disappointed in how much work I had to do because I didn't think it was going to be that big. I have a big baggy t-shirt on today, as you can see. Just falling off my shoulders. Alright. Next up, oh there, good, you're going. Move that. I was working on something else. And I'm getting excited because it's kind of nearly finished. And that is my hanging leaf shawl from this book. And I got to the end of the increasing. I think I said that last week, perhaps. Excuse me. She's going. Are you going to go one out? Hold on, guys. She wants out. Okay, just let her out on the deck a little bit. So, I was finished with the increasing. I have now started the leaves. So here's the contrasting colour. Here's the shawl. It's the wrong way, but... And there's the leaves. So I have the green started. And then I'm working on the leaves. I've got it on a tiny little needle because I've gone down to a size 2, I think, yes. The needle size is a lot smaller than what it says, but for me to use such a thin yarn with anything bigger than a 2, it would just be way too loose. So, I have done 2 leaves, and of course they're kind of hard to see until they get blocked out. And I think there's a total of 44, 45 more leaves, and I've only got 2 done. And each leaf is probably about 20 rows long. So it might take a while. It might not even be done till next week, but I want to work on that, finish the silver thing. And those are the 2 goals. I'm going to say it right now. Those are the goals for next week because I cannot wait to get this blocked out. I just think it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be like one of my best projects ever. Along with, and that's in this book, can you remember this shawl from last year? That is one of my best projects ever too, and it's about to come out of the closet because of the time of year. So let me get the picture of it because this is, I was quite proud of this project too. Here it is. So I need to get that out, start wearing it because obviously, well, you guys know there's a lot of work goes into something like that. So I need to wear it. And I want to get this off the needle so I can wear it as well. Because before long, in Colorado, come October, we sometimes get snow. And all of a sudden fall is over with. So I need to get it off the needles and give myself a good few weeks for when everything starts to change. I get gorgeous colours up there on the mountain, so I'll be able to show you those. Let's see. So, actually, I'll put that back in my bag, and that's in my coffee bag, which I love the colours of. This is from Rainstorm Studios. Christine, awesome shop, awesome bag. She does the see-through bags as well. Love them. This is the green yarn, Artichoke Colour by Shibui, and I'm trying to see what yarn it is without taking my glasses off, because I don't know by heart. Baby Alpaca 70% and 30% Merino. And then this was the main yarn from Meadow, or the fibre company, Meadow. Lady Slipper colourway, and that is, oh yeah, there's lots of different kinds of fibres in here. 40% merino wool, 25% baby llama, 20% silk, 15% linen. Yes, what a mixture! It feels nice, feels soft. I'm hoping it's not going to be scratchy. So that was the other work in progress. I'm going to make progress on. And let's see, what else was I in? Oh yeah, I think oh gosh, I'm on to what's going to come off the needles. No, I'm not. I've got one more project. I do have a pair of socks I'm working on. And again, these are going to end up my car socks. So there's not going to be much progress probably, but I am on to the gusset heel. And I'm doing a top down. And to be honest, I'm not doing a pattern, that's right. I'm not doing any pattern, I don't think. I just started off with a top down. And I think again I think there's 64 stitches on here. So I looked up, I was deciding to follow the Hermione's Everyday Sock for the heel, which is like it says modified eye of partridge. So I'm doing that. This is just size 1s and these are US 1s. These are my nitpicks. So, and the yarn is Barocco, and I probably lost the label. Yeah, it's not in this bag. I need to put projects in a bag with the label and keep it in that one bag. But I seem to swap around because there's also another project in here. This is another bag that was made for me. But this was a gift. I should say the other ones. I made one, and the other one I bought from Christine at the retreat last year in Florida. This one was a gift, and it's a very special bag. So I've already got a project in there. I don't know why this one is in there. So I need to dedicate bags to each project. So that's staying on the needles. The things I've got to show you now are things that I'm going to take off the needles. I didn't take this off the needles yesterday because I wanted to show you, but I've decided to take it off the needles and start again. And that is, and I folded the pattern so I could go in my bag. That's this poncho, as I call it, Little Bear. I got this at the retreat just a couple of weeks ago from the festival, and this was bijou basin, as I call it. And I started it, and I had like 3 rows, and I was actually doing this in the car. Which side is the right side? This side. I was doing this in the car, and I've decided the needle's too big. I've gone down a needle size, but it's just feeling so, it's just so loose, which makes it stretch. I don't want it that airy, and I want a little bit more substance to it. I mean, you can tell that that's a tighter knit than what I'm getting. You know, kind of thing. At least I can. I can tell, I can feel. So it's coming off the needles. I haven't got that far, so to be honest, it's kind of like my, let's call it a gauge swatch. But I'm going to go down a size again. Now, and I think this is the 4, and this is my new Chowgoo that I got at the festival as well. And I said I couldn't report last week what I thought of them because I'd only knit with 3 rows. And to be honest, I can't tell any difference between using these, using the Knit Picks Pros, using the Knitter's Pride I have. I'm just not an expert when it comes to needles. I just can't tell much of the difference. I still feel, I mean, I think, you know, the join, it's probably why a lot of people get the join is good, very, very smooth, but because, I don't know, I just still find when you push and you bunch it up, it gets stuck like it does on any other needle. At least it's not catching as in, you know, in a join. I just find, I just get that with every needle set I use, so that's why I don't think it's any different to what I'm using. I like them. I would buy more. I just can't say, oh, these are fantastic and these are my favourite ones. I like all kinds of needles. As I said, I'm not an expert and I'm not a snob. I just, unless they're plastic, which I don't like, I like all kinds of needles. So I'm going to pull that off the needles today. I will try to cast on again, but I think I'll focus on those 2 projects first and then get this on, because I didn't want this sitting on the shelf all year like the yarn I bought from them last year for a project, which is still sitting on the shelf. So I wanted to get it on the needles, and I'm going to try to do that still. Then, excuse me, I have decided, I brought some things down. I have other whips, but I'm not going to show you them because I haven't worked on them. I've decided, and I don't even know where this, oh there it is. Where's the sock? I need, you know, just like everything, I'm just not organised with my knitting. Oh, I barely started it, so I'm going to start this again at some point. In fact, these might be my car knitting. So for some reason, I pulled this off the needles. This is the second sock, and this is, I didn't intend to show you these, but they're in this bag. This is leftovers from a pair of socks I did last year, might have even been the year before, with Dancing Dog Dye Works yarn. And I did a slightly longer pair last year, so I'm trying to squeeze out of the leftovers, because it's not just this, there is another bit of a ball of yarn in here somewhere. I'm trying to squeeze out another teeny tiny pair of socks, which is just, as you can see, little anklets. Oh, itchy nose. So that is stuck in this big bag, and I just, again, I need to give it a bag. In fact, it could probably go in Winnie the Pooh, because those socks were finished. And so here's some more of the yarn. So I'm sure I can squeeze out that last little sock. If I'm short, it'll get added on, it'll get a tiny little bit of I don't know what and I don't care sock yarn, just to finish it off, because I just like to wear them, usually around the house or at bedtime. So here's what I've got that's coming off the needles. They just might as well, because I don't like things sat on my needles for months and not you know, do anything with them. So remember, I just started these, I didn't pull them out. I did talk about pulling them out. This is the blue tit colourway, and I got this when I was in England. And again, see, it's ended up in here and the ball band's not there. So I'm just going to have to find the bags, put them in there, and keep them in the right bag. Now this is, these are my other chow goos. These look like chow goos. Oh, I'm confused now, but I don't even know what size these are. Were these the 2? And if so, why did I think I might have started with a 2, and I realised it's like, I'm such a loose knitter, it's too stretchy. Boo! Hold on. So they are coming off the needles, and I'll do it right now, but I will unwind, because, so, I mean, that is just way, and then of course with the stretch, it's just huge. It's almost like a little hat, a little preemie hat the size of that. So that's coming off, and you know, when I'm ready to do socks, I will, I don't know, I've got a lot of sock yarn. I don't know when I'll get around to using it. It's just like anything else in our stash. We just never know how long it's going to be there. Anyway, I'll finish winding that later. So that is off the needles, and I need to figure out which ones these are. I think these are the other chow goos. Do you ever keep the bags that they come in so that you remember which is which? I mean, it doesn't matter to me which needles these are, but when I'm telling you guys what I'm using, it would be helpful if I knew. Okay, so that is off the needles. The other thing, and this is the main thing, excuse me, that is coming off, I know it's coming off the needles. It has to come off the needles. And I kind of feel bad about this. Before I do that, I just grabbed these as well. These are coming off the needles. These are a 0. And I decided, I don't know why, but I just decided to try a pair of socks with even smaller needles. This was when I was in Florida in February this year. Actually, you know what? I won't take these, well, I won't take these off the needles just yet, because this could be car knitting at some point. because there's nothing wrong with these other than the fact that they've just sat there for the past 8 months or so and I've done nothing with them. But I love the colours. It is a stretchy top, so it's not like they're too small. So they may stay on. I just grabbed them to see it, put them on there, that they were going to come off the needles. Here's what's coming off the needles. I think it has to. Yeah. Pink bag, Pinktober, I should call these things. And it's my beautiful laces and ribbon. I think that's what it was called. Shawl. By the lovely Kimberly Gintar. She's got some awesome designs. I cast this on, was this 2 years ago, guys? I cast this on 2 years ago for Pinktober. This, I never worked on it last Pinktober, last year. Didn't get worked on. And I just feel so bad. And it's just one of those things. I have to decide. Do I leave it sitting there because I know for a fact I don't want to pick it up? I'm using Cascade 220 Superwash. I think this might be the second skein. Yep. And I've got about 4 others not even wound on. So what I'm thinking is, if I pull this out, I might cast on something else, something smaller for Pinktober. Perhaps things that I can donate or give away as prizes as part of Pinktober, I don't know. Or maybe you can do a small curl with this and give away the yarn that I haven't wound on yet for Pinktober. Undecided, but it's coming off the needles. So I've made a decision. It's only, you know, it's only been in this bag for 2 years. I mean, seriously. So that is that. Decision made. Then, let me see, before we move into the next category. I brought this over. So remember, I've got 2 pairs of needles in here. One I've not even opened. I think I might have got this for this project. I bought these a few weeks ago up at the Knitted Piece shop, which they are selling. That's in that nice little town called Littleton that I went to with my friend. And I've bought 3 skeins of this lacy yarn, Sublime Lace, Extra Fine Merino, to do my legacy. And that would be Kristen's shawl, remember? Now, I'm keeping it close by because I've decided, another big decision, I'm going to cast this on, but I think I'm going to cast it on November 25th, which is her birthday. She doesn't know it's going to be for her, but to me, it's just like, it's a little bit significant, that date. It's her birthday. She'll be 15. She was due on the 15th of November, which came the 25th. So I just thought, if I'm going to cast on, I'd rather have a date when I was like, I remember the day I cast that on, even though it should be in my Ravelry page. I'm going to leave that for then. So that will be coming up. Now, that is it with the knitting. I guess I could go into, yeah, this is going to be show and tell. I was going to go into, let's go into Pinktober first. Because, oh my gosh, it's what, less than 2 weeks. Let's talk Pinktober. I'm going to do the knit along with, and I need to get in touch with you guys, Talia and Marlisha from Penhook Needles podcast. And obviously we want all of you to join in, knit something pink. I will open a thread soon and I'll set out some rules. This is the way I'm going to do it this year. 1 entry per person. So everyone's got the same chance. 1 chance, if you've knitted something for Pinktober, everyone's got the same chance of winning a prize. And the reason I'm saying that is I've decided that you can submit this, if this is all you do even. Marlisha and Talia might have different rules. I'm just going to open it to everybody, and you can knit something as small as you like and as large as you like. And if you get the small thing done, you still got a chance to win prizes. So, if you want to knit this little fairy cupcake, you can. Knit it in. It's got to be in pink, obviously. Doesn't have to be with this yarn. This is Dancing Dog Dye Works yarn. But knit some in pink. You can put one entry in. So I will get, rules written up. Not that I ever have that many. So that's Pinktober. I've decided, and I've got another giveaway here, and I'm waiting for a package to come. So thank you. You know who you are. I'm expecting a package today. So I've been sent some goodies as part of the Pinktober giveaway. And I've decided to give this away. This is one of the bags that was going to be, if anybody needed it, but they didn't, a Brit kit. And I did it in pink because I'd done as many as I could in the blue cupcake fabric as I could, because I couldn't get hold of any more of that fabric. So it's got grey polka dot, it's pink, so I'm going to give it away to one lucky winner. So that's a prize, and if you have anything you want to send, or if you don't want to send it and just let me know where it is, you could send it to the winner, whichever you want, what's best for you. This little guy, so that's Pinktober. This little guy, little gal, this little girl, is the pattern that Susan Claudino did for the Brit kits to go along with, obviously, cupcakes. And this is little fairy cakes, I think she called her, fairy cakes. I didn't print the pattern out. I did have, if I can find it in all of this, I was going to make this not too long a show, but yeah, fairy cakes. Here's the pattern from Susan Claudino. And silly me forgot to order an extra set, and I say a set because there's 3 colours and there's 3 mini skeins. Well, not mini, 3 small skeins. These are kind of mini. From Michelle, Dancing Dog Dye Works, I forgot to order an extra one for me. So I didn't have any. But the lovely Susan, and she sent me this one. Susan's the one, I'm forgetting to tell you all the information. Susan knit this one. It's one of her little samples, I guess. And she sent it to me, so she's going to go on my tree this year. And if I ever get another tree, because my twig, I took the ornaments off there, they were on the tree, they were on my Christmas tree last year, because the twig kind of start drying out and snapping. But I might try and get another little kind of tree again for all my knitted ornaments. Susan was kind enough to send me the leftovers, and she's done a few, and she said I should be able to get 2 of them out here. So this little girl hardly takes up any yarn when you're doing fingering weight. If you want, I'm going to try at some point to do in a worsted as well, just to have a bigger, I don't know how big she'll turn out, but I just fancy trying it. So Susan kindly sent me the yarn she's left over so that I can knit one as well. Thank you, Susan. I really, really appreciate that. I can't believe I didn't order. I mean, I'm not sure if Michelle's going to sell, bring that into her shop at some point in time, but as popular as all of her beautiful yarn is, sometimes if you miss an update, you won't get it. Alright, let's move on to I'm trying to think where else I was putting down. Oh yeah, we'll get into girly chatter. I don't want this to take too long. I did bring some books, but yes, Bindi, that was Bindi. I did bring some books down, but I'll get into talking about some of them next week, because I mentioned this the other week and one of you gals went and bought it, and you got Jaffa cakes. So I just wanted to show that. I can't believe we're talking about Christmas, but it's already, we're past 100 days to Christmas, so there's less than 100 days to Christmas, and I'm going to start trying to get through some books. I want to read more. Oh, I wish I had more hours in the day, because I want to read more relaxing fiction books. So I did grab them. So I mean, I'm not going to go into details about them. I am also reading still my Eat That Frog. And I'm trying to make lists every night, and one of the categories where I've just been watching someone talk about, because she'd read this book as well, on the list is what is my frog, or what frog will I eat today, something like that. So your frog, as I mentioned before, is the one thing that you should stop putting off and get it done, get it out the way first thing in the morning. I've got lots of frogs. So I'm going to try to put one on the list every day. Well, there might be more, but the top one on the list has got to be done every morning. I'm going to try and do that. Then, if I remember, I need to make notes of these. No, I won't. I'll do that next time. Let's see. I'm going to talk girly chatter. What's my glasses doing? Tipping on my head. Girly chatter this week. And I'll move into my Beachbody stuff in a minute, because it's kind of got to do with that. But I've got to talk to you about yoga. And the reason I want to talk about it today is I tried a class last Saturday at my local rec centre. First time ever I've been to the rec centre, where we have tons of classes on. I've just never bothered using it. You know, you've got yoga, and you've got spin class, and you've got all kinds, aerobics, step class, body pump, and all those kind of things. And they've got a pool, so you can do aqua zumba or aqua aerobics, and they've got a kids pool with all of the slides and everything. So I tried, kind of inspired by my Beachbody mentor, as I call her, or my sponsor. She does, some days she does yoga. And even though I'm doing my workouts every day, I wanted something else, and I wanted to just be kind of getting more flexible. So of course it was either yoga and Pilates, or this class I got to last week was just yoga. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and it's just so nice and slow, because I don't enjoy cardio, but of course we need that too. But I just loved it. So last night I decided, because I was going to try and get to a class earlier this week, and I didn't do it. I had to go somewhere with Kristen. I decided to do my own little yoga class, like just for me. So what I did was, and the reason I'm telling you this is like, you should maybe try this. So you know how sometimes we'll say, oh, you need some me time, and one of the common things is go have a bubble bath and light your candles and all of that stuff. Well, I did that last night, but before I did the bubble bath, I did a little yoga class by watching a free yoga video on YouTube. And I took the laptop that I used into the bathroom, because it was, if I closed the blinds, it was darker in there than in the bedroom, because it was still kind of light. So I wanted a nice, not pitch black, but I wanted a nice, you know, dusky kind of look to the room. And I lit some candles, and I lit some wax, you know, the smelly wax, and it was like a spa kind of smell. And then I got on my phone, I use Spotify. I don't know if you use that, if anybody's used Spotify. It's a way now that you just can play whatever music you want, and you pay $10 a month for it. So I went on there and looked at relaxing, calming, yoga kind of music. So I had that playing. And I just copied this girl. I did stretches, and it was all, you know, it was just so nice. Because the music was playing, I felt like I was in my own little class. It was just wonderful. So when all that finished and I was stretching it, I'll tell you what, it is a bit of a workout. I ran a nice bubble bath, and I got a little glass of red wine. Just a little. I don't even drink red wine much, but it just sounded decadent. So I had a little glass of red wine, and I kept the music playing. And it was just so relaxing. I'm just going to say it, you should try it. It's just wonderful. I plan on doing that at least once or twice a week. I might do the yoga more. I might try to get into the habit of doing even a 20-minute yoga session in the morning for myself, just to stretch and that, like they tell you to. Anyway, that's girly chatter, lots and lots of chatting. And before I leave, I will just mention and talk about my Beachbody lifestyle. I am just loving this lifestyle. I've got my second class going, or challenge, with some new girls and some of the oldie girls, taking their round 2. I'm kind of into round 3. There's so many programs I like with Beachbody, so I'm just doing a lot of them. And now that I've learnt about the portion control, and obviously I know by now what clean food is, and if it's like an 80-20, for instance, the banana nut bread I had this morning, that's kind of 20%, or even 90% right now. The rest of my diet is, I drink my Sharecology and I eat roast chicken with salads and all of that kind of stuff. So it's just going so well. I don't know what else to say about it, as other than boring you. But I am going to plan on probably the beginning of every month. So I'm waiting. I'm going to do another free clean eating challenge. I'm going to go back to 5 days for everyone that wants to give it a try. I know we're coming into that time of year where nobody wants to diet or eat good food. You want to get into your pumpkin spice stuff, and then you've got Thanksgiving coming up. Of course, there's Halloween, and you might not want to do anything because you're going to ruin your challenge because there's going to be candy around, all that kind of stuff. But that shouldn't stop you. If this, there shouldn't be any. Don't look for excuses. Just do it. It's 5 days, and it's a free. Program. It's not even a program. It's free with me. I'm going to motivate you. I do set up a little group, as I've mentioned before, private Facebook group, and we just start from Monday, and there's meal plans in this clean eating challenge group, and Monday to Friday, and then you can look forward to the weekend and say, wow, I deserve my pumpkin spice latte because I ate clean for 5 whole days. You'll see some information about that on my Facebook page. I might put it in Instagram. I haven't been posting as much on Instagram, and I need to, just to get back to adding my knitting in there. And I will mention it obviously on here, but I'll mention it in the thread once I've decided on the date. I think I'm going to try and stick with the first Monday of the month, because obviously I like to start on a Monday, and I think that's the 5th of October. So watch for that if you are still, if you didn't get into the last one, or it wasn't the right time and you want to try it, watch for the details. And for those who, I know I've talked about my Sharecology, which is the Beachbody shake, which is not just the protein and all that. And I'll say this again, guys, the reason I keep telling you about it, I'm not saying, oh, go out and buy it. I'm just telling you and sharing with you how great it's made a difference in my life. And I know it comes across as really pricey, but if you break it down daily, it's not as pricey, I don't think, and it's worth it. Let me get rid of that because it's telling me the battery's low. But I'm thinking, for those that don't want to invest in this, or you don't think you'll use it, I wanted to suggest that there is sample packs. You can try all 6 flavours, and so for those who want to give the clean eating challenge a go, you could get the sample pack of 6 flavours, 6 packets, and have one every day of that in that week, along with your clean food, and just get an experience of doing both. Which is the lifestyle change that I've kind of moved into, eating as good as you can for 80% of the time, and having my drink every day, with giving me the energy, and just lots of other things I could go into, but I won't because the battery's running out. If you're interested in doing that, just mention it or get in touch with me. I just thought that would be a good way to experience, as I said, the the combination of eating good and drinking Shakeology. And what I also do try to encourage is that you do try to do something for 30 minutes a day. Either follow something on YouTube, or if you've got DVD workouts at home, do something like that, or even get out and walk for 30 minutes. Combine all of that for 1 week, not even 5 days, and see how you feel. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's just my little motivation. I know some of you like to hear it, and I've mentioned before, some of you don't. That's fine. I'll just leave that right at the very end. Battery's about to die, so I'm going to get on with the chores that have gone on my to-do list. Yeah, I tried to make a to-do list last night. We'll see what I get done on it. Who knows? I want to wish you all a wonderful week. I've enjoyed sitting down with you. I think this might have gone on for nearly an hour. I always enjoy sitting down with you guys. I hope you enjoy the start of fall. I can't believe it's fall. I hope you all come back next week and join me in the knitting den. Bye guys.